Mama always told me to wear protection. Oh my gosh. Guys, welcome to Dirt Bike Channel. This is protection at its finest. I love bringing things to you that actually add value, okay? And on my bikes, a lot of you guys probably know, I don't put a lot of aftermarket parts on them, but when I do, it's typically for the protection. I want to talk to you about CrossLinked components, swing arm guards, and fork tube guards. I'm holding some right here. They make the fork tube guards for the lower fork tubes, which I think is the more important place. They also make these smaller ones for the upper fork tubes right here. I don't have these on. I wanted to just hold them as a prop. Anyway, CrossLinked components. These are the best swing arm guards that I have seen in the industry. I've used a few different types in the past, but these are the best. They're the beefiest. They hook on the most securely. So you're using the brackets back here. I'll roll in some shots of how this goes down, the installation. I've used this now for several rides. They are coming now with these big zip ties up here that you put on. That would be the weakest spot. I have seen people use hose clamps, like big hose clamps. Hose clamps are maybe a little bit harder to get on initially, but then they won't come off. Like if you had a big hose clamp up on here to the front of the swing arm, that would never come off. I just decided that I'm like, hey, I'm gonna run the zip tie on here and just see how that works for a while. If that ends up breaking off, I have zip ties in my backpack that I could re-zip tie that with out on the trail. But if I have like a recurring problem, I'll probably just put big hose clamps on there, which would never come off. But anyway, the bracket, how they hook back here is absolutely incredible. This is super secure. It's not interfering with your chain, with your chain block adjuster. It's not interfering with your rear disc guard. You'll notice there's a rear disc guard on this bike. And these things are just super, super beefy. So I do not believe, I have not seen anything on the market that would offer more protection than this. And this is kind of where I'm always at with you guys. I'm just like, hey, if we're gonna spend our hard-earned money on these bikes, it's difficult for the aftermarket to make a product better than what's on stock. Now, with something like this, like KTM, Honda, Yamaha, Kawasaki, they're not putting swing arm protection on there because, like, look, they can't make their bikes totally bulletproof. They need to still make them competitive for racing and all this other stuff, and they don't want to make them 1,000,000 pounds. So oftentimes they don't put a lot of protection on there. This bike did come with a stock skid plate. It's not the best skid plate in the world, but it's serviceable. And since it doesn't have linkage, I mean, it's okay. Is it the best one you can buy? No, but this is the best swing arm guard that you can buy. Hey, real quick though, let's say you're the type of guy that wants to win a Stark Varg for essentially free. Go to my website, pick up this shirt. I love it when my woman lets me ride my dirt bike. Go over there, that's automatic entry in to win this Stark Varg. You can also use my links to Rocky Mountain ATV, but you gotta do it before the end of July. It's all over. This freaking amazing Stark Varg, one of a kind beast dirt bike could be yours, and all you have to do is click the link down in the description to enter to win this sucker. Buy yourself a shirt or a hat, or use my links to Rocky Mountain ATV. Go over there and get that done. Also, I should mention, if you wanna get yourself a set of these things, I've got it linked down in the description, and there's a promo code. It's DB_channel_10. That's gonna get you 10% off of the components on their website, these protection items, and it's fantastic. So you can see this one mounts the exact same way. You've got a big heavy duty zip tie up here. You've got the mounting brackets back here. And when you see how this works, it is very, very secure. So I like to bring stuff to you that adds value, that makes the bike better. This makes it better because it's protection. So it's going to protect that swing arm like crazy. You can't get better protection than that, and I absolutely love that. And then as far as like your swing or your fork guards go up here, I'm gonna be almost out of frame. The fork guards literally just pop on and off like that. So they're very easy to take on and off if you want to clean underneath there, but this will not come off on a ride. That I've been using products similar to this for many, many years. That kind of stuff, that's never gonna fall off the bike, and it's going to give you the most protection if or when you take a digger and this fork tube drops over on a rock or something like that, you're not gonna ding that fork tube. Because the problem is, if you're riding hard enduro, soft enduro, whatever it is, and then you that, like that fork tube takes a hit to a rock, all it has to be is a very small ding, and the fork tube is essentially toast, because then, you know, things can't slide up inside down. You're gonna like smash bushings and stuff when it goes past there. It's very important for that to be smooth and not bent. So yeah, that's definitely something we want to protect. Swing arms are tough, right? They're typically made pretty beefy, but as we're going through rocks, especially here in the Rocky Mountains, on the East Coast, there's a lot of roots and things, and I don't know, maybe it's very, very important on the East Coast as well, but here on the West Coast, out in the desert, especially the high desert and stuff, and even in the mountains, Rocky Mountains, they call them Rocky Mountains for a reason. John Denver was not full of, you know, there's a lot of rocks that we end up kind of dragging the rear end of our bikes through. It's like when we're riding, and think about it, when you're riding, you kind of just get your front tire through something and then you just pray that the rear end will follow. And it usually does, but sometimes you pick up damage down here on your chain guide, and then just the swing arm can get absolutely hammered a lot of times. So that's where these swing arm guards are super, super amazing. I really, really love them. And so you should use that promo code. I keep looking at my phone. It's DB_channel_10. That will get you 10% off. In full disclosure, then I'm gonna get a kickback as well. That's how this thing works. But I wanted to bring this to you because I think this is a component, CrossLinked components. I think this is a thing that is actually gonna add value to your dirt bike. So I love it when products do that. If you don't want to buy this sucker, but you still want to support Dirt Bike Channel and you still want to get entered to win that Stark Varg over there, go to my website, buy one of these shirts, buy one of these hats, buy a microfiber towel, whatever I still have up on stock. But you got to do it before the end of July, because at the end of July, that sucker is done. The sweepstakes for that bike is done. I did not advertise this on Facebook and Instagram, so there's very few people entered to win that bike. I just wanted to see what would happen if I didn't advertise and if I didn't have very much stuff on my website and mostly pushed people through the Rocky Mountain ATV links. Now I understand Rocky Mountain ATV doesn't carry this product, so those are two separate things. You want to buy this CrossLinked components, go to their website, which the link is in the description. That is not going to get you entries into win that dirt bike, full disclosure. But if you're buying something on my website, dirtbikechannel.com, like this shirt, this hat, whatever, or you buy something off Rocky Mountain ATV, you'll get entries to win that bike. So I just didn't have it written into the rules when I started talking to these guys about this particular component. But buy it anyway, it's amazing. And use that code to save yourself 10%. They have them for a lot of different bikes. Go check out the listing of what they have, because it's pretty freaking cool. One of those products that moves the needle on this channel. It's got to really move the needle for me before I start talking to you about it. It's got to either make your bike better or make it much more safe, you know, protect those components or something like that. Otherwise, I'm not that interested in bringing it to you. And this is how I've always been. If you want to reach out to me, the best way to do it is kyle@dirtbikechannel.com, or over on my website, dirtbikechannel.com, there's a contact section, and you can actually book a call with me. If you think we need an hour to chat about stuff, you can book that out. Or if you just need 15 minutes, I don't charge anything for that. We can book a Zoom call, a phone call, whatever it is, and talk for 15 minutes. Talk about what your issue is. And yeah, that's what I've got for you guys. So get yourself a CrossLinked component swing arm guard, or the fork guards, or get both. And until next time, leave a single track. Thanks.